Hello, welcome to Well Balanced Kids' latest video. Today we are going on a picnic. Do you like picnics? I love going out into the countryside or to the seaside or even to the local park and having a picnic with my daughter. It's great fun, and if the weather's good, it's even better. So today we've got all our nice little hamper and with all our sandwiches and lovely treats that we're going to have. And we're going to do a yoga picnic out in the lovely sunshine. I hope it's sunny where you are right now, but if it isn't, let's just use our imaginations and imagine that we've got a lovely sunny day to have our picnic on. So before we do have our picnic, and it's a special yoga focused picnic, we've got to warm up our bodies. Because I don't know about you, but I've been carrying that heavy hamper here and I need to stretch my body out before I sit down and enjoy all the things that the hamper's got inside. So can you get your mat or a space around you, making sure that there's nothing that you might trip over? And let's start our stretch, our sun salutation stretch. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know I always start the session with one of these because it's a really good way to get our bodies warmed up. And it's a really good way of saying thank you to the sun, which we have today for our glorious picnic. So first of all, I want you to get your feet hip width apart, and I want you just to check that they are hip width apart by putting your hands together and checking that they're wider than your two hands together. And your feet are in parallel lines so that they're not so out or in, but nice and straight. And then we're going to roll our shoulders back because we've been carrying those big heavy bags with sandwiches and treats and cake and fruit, and we need to stretch out our shoulders one way and then the other. Bring them forward as well, and then stretch up tall as you can. Can you reach the ceiling where you are? Maybe if you're outside you can reach the sky. I'm going to be touching and tickling those clouds. And then just let your shoulders drop down while your hands are still stretched up high, giving your back a lovely strong stretch. And then we're going to fold over and put our hands on our knees and then just flatten our backs like so, looking down at the floor. So we're really giving, or we're pushing out our bottoms, going wiggle, wiggle, wiggle with our bottoms. And then both hands down, one foot back into lizard shape. I wonder whether we'll get any lizards on our picnic today. I hope not. I don't want to be sharing my sandwiches with any creatures. Do you? Bring your feet down, your knees down, and let's go into clam. So knees spread out wide, hands forward as you can, pushing back with your bottom on your heels. And then switch forwards and look up in upward facing dog. Maybe we'll see some dogs on our picnic today because we're in a park today, aren't we? So who knows what creatures we might see. And then push back into downward facing dog. So really push back from your forearms and push that bottom up into the air and bring your heels as close as you can to the floor. And left foot forward into lizard on the other side, because we always need to balance out our bodies, making sure we do the same on both sides. Feet together, hands on our knees, flatten our backs, hands up high, stretching up high, and bring your hands together in prayer position. So do you remember that from last time? Can we do it just one more time before we sit down for our picnic? Get ourselves all relaxed before we sit and eat our lunch. Are you up for that? So hands up tall, tickle those clouds, and hands on your knees, stick out that bum. You can always give it a little wiggle if you like. Let's see that lizard. Put your foot back and see that lovely lizard come. And then we missed this bit out before, didn't we? The high plank, like a tree branch. And then into clam. So head on the floor, bottom on our feet, hands out in front of us. Then into upward dog, looking up to the sky, letting our bodies fall forwards, and then push back into downward dog. Really push back, push that bottom as far as you can into the air. Then lizard on the other side, balancing us out, feet together, hands on your knees, push that bottom out, reaching up to tickle those clouds, and prayer. Thank you. Okay, let's sit down for our lovely picnic. Just get yourself into what I call easy pose, which is just kind of crossing your legs really. Nice and comfortable position, I hope, for most of you. And we're just going to do a little easy stretch on either side. So bring one hand up, let the other hand get nice and relaxed, and stretch right over as if you're reaching for one of those sandwiches. Oh, but I'm not reaching for those sandwiches. There's no sandwiches over here, is there? So let's do the other way. Oh yes, I'm just reaching in to that basket to get one of my sandwiches. See how far you can go. Can you go right down to the floor? Can you feel that stretch all along your arm and your body? Giving yourself a nice stretch, like so. What's that? I can feel water and water raindrops. Is it raining? It's not raining, but I tell you what it is. It's the park. They've put on the sprinklers to keep the grass nice and wet. So I'm feeling water sprinkling all over our little picnic. Oh no. So let's pretend that we're the sprinklers. So hands up high and all the water's coming down. Oh, I make my sandwiches wet over here. And then moving around to over there. So bring that sprinkler, all the water's coming down everywhere to keep that grass nice and green. Have you ever seen a sprinkler out on a lawn or on a park anywhere? I always think they look ever so beautiful. And I always think, oh, wouldn't it be fun to run under that? When I was a little girl on one holiday, I did exactly that. There was a big sprinkler in a farmer's field. And my parents let us go and run right under it. It was like having an outdoor shower. So there's the sprinkler, all the water go this way and that way. Ah, I think we might have to find a new spot for our picnic. So we'll pick up all our things and we'll get into a nice new dry spot. Here we are in our nice new spot. And while we're sitting down, we see an insect. But which insect is it? Do you know? Bring your feet together and just hold your toes together. And if you want to give yourself a challenge, bring your bottom as close to your heels as you can. If that hurts too much in here, then bring your feet out. Okay. This is butterfly pose because we've got some butterflies and you can just wave your butterfly wings. I think I'm seeing a cabbage white. I've seen a lot of cabbage white butterflies recently and they're just white, but they're very pretty. But maybe you can see a red admiral or a blue emperor or one of the many other fantastic colourful butterflies that we have. Now try and make sure that you don't go all crunched up. Try and keep that shoulders back and your neck and your spine nice and straight. Nice straight back while you wave your butterfly wings. Oh, nice to see nature when you're out at the park. Now, I think it's time we ate some sandwiches. All this talk of picnics and we've not had any. So, I'm going to get a sandwich. And I'm going to fold it over because when I like to make my sandwiches, I butter the bread, and then I fold them over. What have you got inside your sandwich, I wonder? Let's make our sandwiches, shall we? So lift up your back nice and straight. Make your back nice and straight and your feet and your legs nice and straight with the toes pointing up, and then fold over the bread. And let's do that a few times because we're going to make a few sandwiches. So we're just folding over that bread. And maybe you want to butter or put margarine on your bread before you fold it over, like so. So spread the butter and fold the bread. And then maybe you're putting something else in the bread. Maybe you're putting jam in your sandwich or pate. Maybe you're putting slices of cheese in your bread. Now, if you're struggling to reach the tip of those toes like this, that's okay. You can just bend your knees so that you're going like this to touch your toes and then stroking and up. So touch the toes, stroke and up. Well done for making all those sandwiches. I hope you managed to get your favourite fillings. I think my daughter's would probably be Nutella or chocolate spread. Oh no, but we've made all those sandwiches, and I think some of my sandwiches had pate in, and it's attracted a dog that's come bounding across the park, sniffing at all our sandwiches. Let's see that dog, shall we? So let's get into downward facing dog. So up we go into downward dog, feet hip width apart, pushing back with our bottoms high in the air. Or maybe you want to sniff, sniff, sniff. What sandwiches can I smell here? And the dog is wagging its tail. So let's put that little tail out and wag it, wag it, wag it this way and that way. And let's do the same for the other foot. Oh, shoo away, dog. We don't want you here. I want my sandwiches. Now, one of my favourite sandwiches is crab sandwiches. I love a bit of crab meat. So let's get into crab pose. So feet are hip width apart again, and your hands are facing your bottom. And then you lift up your body so you can make it straight as you can be, and you turn your head so you're looking up at the ceiling. And if you want, you can do a bit of crab walking. When you do that, it's really good for strengthening your arms and legs. So there's another little food thing that we've had our lovely sandwiches. Maybe we're going to have some snacks. Now maybe you might like crisps, but I like pretzels, those little hard, savoury, salty snacks that are all twisted up, aren't they? So we're going to do pretzel pose, or I call pretzel pose, where you twist up your body like a pretzel. So just sit on your bottom and fold your knees underneath you. You're not sitting on your feet. Your foot is a bit to one side. And then pick one knee directly in front of you. And then you take one leg and you place it over the knee of the other leg. Okay, so you've got one leg crossed over the other one and your foot's out by the side here. And then you think, right, this is this knee. What's my opposite arm to the knee that's up? So this is my opposite arm to this knee. And I'm going to take this arm and I'm going to twist it and put it on the other side of the knee and hold my hand straight. And then with this spare arm that hasn't got much to do, I'm going to put that right behind my back. And then I'm going to turn my head and look over the shoulder of the hand that's behind my back, like so. So I'm completely twisted. My legs are all twisted, my arms are all twisted, my spine is twisted because I'm looking behind me. So I'm really twisting up my body as much as I can. Let's try that, shall we? Looking right behind you. Can you feel your body really twisting? Like a pretzel. Let's see whether you can do the other side. So one leg down, knee straight in front of you. Bring the other foot over that knee. Sit up nice and straight and tall to give yourself more room to move. Bring the opposite hand to the knee that's in front. Put that on the other side. And then put the spare arm behind you. Sit up nice and tall and then turn to look behind you, giving your body a good old twist. Can you feel it twisting? Can you feel the strength of the stretch all down your leg and your arms and your body? That's showing that it's doing your body some good. Lovely pretzel. Now, I always insist when we have a picnic that we have a fruit course. So we've had our sandwiches, we've had our snacks, we're going to have our fruit. Now, I wonder what fruit you like best. Maybe an apple or an orange or a banana or grapes or strawberries or blueberries or blackberries. There's so many fruits, isn't there? What do you like? Today, banana. I think I'm going to have bananas today. Maybe you'd like to be another fruit. If you'd like to be another fruit, you do the shape of another fruit. But for me, I'm going to do a banana. So I'm going to stretch, put my hands together, stretch out tall, and then bring both arms and legs up into a kind of banana shape. And then down. Should we do that again? Bring them both up and down. And one more time, up and down. Very good. So we've had our fruit, we've had our sandwiches, we've had our snacks. I don't know what sweets you might like to end your picnic on. Maybe a slice of cake or some little sweets or some chocolate. Or maybe you'd like to go and get an ice cream from the ice cream van. So I want you to choose what dessert you want for your picnic. And then I want you to choose a shape that represents that pudding. I'm going to be an ice cream, and I like my ice cream in a cup. So my legs are my cup, and then I'm going to do a nice pointy ice cream, like so. And I think I'm going to have salted caramel. That's my favourite flavour. What's yours? Oh, well, that was the most delicious picnic, and the weather stayed good throughout, even if we did get a little bit wet under the sprinkler. Let's just do one final stretch so that we can stretch out our bodies after all that stretching and twisting we've done. So put your knees out wide and bring your head to the floor. Just curl up like we're a little rock in the park. And just feel yourself sinking into the ground. Feel your back stretching, your bottom on your feet, and your hands holding your feet. Lovely, nice stretch. Oh, lovely. And then slowly, slowly come back up. I hope you enjoyed our little picnic today. I certainly did. For today's mindfulness exercise, we're going to imagine that we're in the park and we're going to listen to what we can hear. If you close your eyes and listen to what you can hear in your immediate surroundings, what can you hear? Can you hear the whir of the computer or the tablet? Can you hear people speaking? Can you hear birds singing outside your window? Maybe you can hear people talking or walking. I can hear the sound of the leaves of the trees outside blowing in the wind. And I can hear the whir of the computer. And I can hear scratching at the door as my little cat tries to get in. So for our breathing exercise today, we're going to do bumblebee breath. Bumblebee breath. That's quite difficult to say with all those bees. Bit of alliteration there, isn't it? Bumblebee breath. 3 bees all in a row. And you get lots of bumblebees, don't you, in the park in the summertime. So let's do a big breathe in. And then when we breathe out, we buzz like a bee. You ready? Take that big deep breath in through your nose. And there we go. Maybe you can follow the bee around with your eyes while you're doing the bumblebee breath. We have another go. Take a deep breath in. Let's try one more try. You ready? Let's go. That one landed on my nose. Okay. Now I'd like you to find somewhere comfortable to lie down. Maybe you've got somewhere on the floor and you can pull a rug or a blanket over you, or maybe you have a sofa that you can lie on. Anywhere that feels comfortable for you. And just try and close your eyes if that feels good to do so. Let your body relax for all that stretching and twisting. This is the most important part of yoga, when we let our bodies just absorb what we've learned and let them completely and totally relax. Listen to the music and enjoy the following little visualization. Or imagine that it's a lovely sunny day and the sky is blue and there's very little wind and you're in a park with someone you love. And there in the park where you can hear the wind rustling in the trees and the birds flying overhead, you know that you're going to have a delicious picnic. And someone's brought a hamper and they've filled it full of all your favourite foods. It's got sandwiches with your favourite fillings and snacks that you love to eat, and your favourite fruit and your favourite desserts and lots of other treats beside. And you're with friends and with family, and you know you're going to have a great time eating and laughing and chatting and playing games, because it's a weekend and there's nothing to do but to relax and to enjoy being with those you love. And so just think about the things that you'll get to eat in that picnic. And just remember that even if you can't have a picnic right now, and even if you're not near a park right now, and even if you're not with people you love right now, that you've always got your imagination and you can always create these lovely, happy pictures in your mind whenever you need to. That's all yours and no one can take it away from you. And now I'm just going to leave you in that lovely, happy, sunny space for 30 seconds, starting now. Pick yourself up gently from the floor or the sofa and sit yourself up and bring your hands together and let's say Namaste. Thank you for practicing yoga with me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. And remember, the goodness in me sees the goodness in you. Take care. Bye-bye.